Well, welcome once again, YouTube fans. This is Søren from Burning Bridges, and today I'm joined by Etienne. Etienne is one of the best players in Europe, so we thought it could be interesting to have a little chat about what was it that make Etienne such a good Flames of War player. But let's start with Etienne. Can you tell us a little about yourself and how long have you been playing Flames of War?
So basically, I've started playing Flames of War in 27, so quite a long time already. But it was my second game as I was playing Warhammer. And basically, apart from the Flames of War games, I tried some different stuff like Infinity, like also Megs or Mortem and Gloriam, which I'm playing as casual. But I dedicated my time for Flames of War gaming only. So painting and gaming, Flames of War is one of my best hobby I have.
Yeah, you're not only a very good player, you're also a very good painter. Do you get equal joy out of the gaming part and the painting part, or is it more 70-30?
It depends on the project I have in my mind. But last year was I would say 50-50. So 50% painting and 50% gaming, which was quite a lot.
Yeah, well, when you have a real time job as well, then the hobby can be quite comprehensive.
Exactly.
So
but I have good stuff to learn. So basically, I'm taking a lot of inspiration from you, from Ludo, from Morten as well, and Ruben is also someone that I'm really look what he's doing as the stuff, and try all the time to improve my paint and my minis. So it's quite interesting. So my goal is normally one army a year.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yep.
And you don't stress too much.
No.
So let's get down. What makes you such a good Flames of War player? Is there anything? Do you know you're good, right? Is there anything in particular you think that? Do you have nerves of steel, or do you just do you envision every move?
Yeah,
before it happens?
The first thing is at every tournament I'm trying to start it like I'm starting from zero. So for me, I have to do it every time. So I'm not thinking that I'm better than anyone, because it's where you can just fall down. I'm just considering every opponent as a good player, and I have to manage the person, the terrain, the list in front, and this is one of the things that for me, I'm not thinking that I'm the best guy or the best guy on the table. I'm just trying to do my stuff, and basically when I arrive on the table, the first stress for me is to see what I have in front of me, so which list and what terrain I have to evolve on, and for that, then I imagine the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scenarios. This is where normally people try to talk to me, and I'm trying like to avoid the conversation, but I'm trying to do the stuff. And then when I have my mind clear, then I put a picture where I want to go, and then I start to be like a normal person. And
like a normal person, yeah.
And then the map is making a lot of different game style, and I think I evolved with the game, and on an international level with the new kind of table we are seeing from 5 years, I would say, with much more terrain on the board and much more stuff to hide, and it's more like complicated than it used to be at the first ETC I've been through. Where it was like 2 woods, 2 walls, and 4. When you were lucky, you have 4 wheat fields or stuff like that, so you can add some stuff.
Yeah. So the tables are getting better now. Yeah. If we just go a year back, 2023, or we can also look at this year, 2024. You had a successful ETC. You got 6 wins, both in 24 and in 23. You also won tournaments in Europe, both grand tournaments, and even though it wasn't a grand tournament, you won a tournament in Madrid with 40 players.
Yeah.
So, but you brought different lists. You're not bringing the same list every time.
Exactly.
So
Why?
But
Why I do that is because I try to think which environment I will be. Again, with the tables, there's something that I really matter, and also what kind of opponent I will face. And I know that Spanish players are really aggressive players, and they want to win. So this is something really different from maybe Italy, who they will play the game, and at some point when they see that they are not achieving what they want, they giving the game back, and they're stopping. There is only one or two players in Italy. They will fight till the end, and otherwise they will give up quite easily or slow the game, and it changed the meta for me, and I changed the army that I'm playing. And also, I try all the time to swap the army, so people will not be able to see what I will bring, and this is something that like I won Milano. You were there when I went to when we went to Milano. I won it with the Sherman army, which was something that nobody could say, it's a good army, but I won it with that. And last time
let's have a look at the Sherman list. We'll get it up here, maybe over here, and
somewhere.
and you can take us through your Sherman lists.
Yeah. So the late war Sherman list was quite used in 2024 ETC. The idea was that it was to make a saturation of medium tanks, which can handle multiple tasks, like fair fight most of the time, and do a quick rush against maneuver. It was much more tough to play against a defending list at the ATC point, but at the individual part, I could in Milano I played twice defending with the full Sherman army. So sorry, Flames of War guys, I played it like that. And I was really happy to play that because I play a fair fight then against a mobile army, and I could manage the game quite fast. And like against you, I was expecting you to be a maneuver, and I wanted to play a fair fight, and you choose attack, and basically I was defending, which was excellent for me. And
yes, it turned out that way.
So
I still have nightmares.
So the thing is like I tried to push that, and last year, so before the DTC 2024, I went back to Milano with a completely different army, much more defending, and now it was a maneuver defend army, and people were expecting me to come with the German. Exactly, this year. And most of the people were waiting for me with Sherman tanks, and they had Panthers on. I don't know. We were 27 or 28, and I think it was 7 lists with Panthers. And I was like, why are you playing Panthers? And they were like, yeah, but Etienne, you're playing Sherman. Panthers is perfect against. So it was hard for them to hit on maximum one front armor.
So when you say that you defended with the Sherman army, then that means that you don't necessarily go into the tournament saying, I'm going to build an attacking list and I'm only going to attack with this. Yeah. So you look at your opponent's army, and then from there on you take, like, he might be defending. So instead of picking it attack defend scenario, you pick twice a defend to force a fair fight.
Exactly.
Why do you prefer a fair fight? Because I know a lot of players who don't like the fair fight games.
This, if we talk about this specifically, the Sherman were made to do fair fight because they can move fast, they can have the 2 dual shots all the time, and when you need to avoid the shoots against you, then you can smoke. And it was kind of your Shafi's list that hide at the point that you can go on the side of the person and just kill it. It was the kind of the mindset that I wanted. And it was no infantry in this list. This was the funnest stuff. And I managed to win Madrid with it, and Milano as well. So I was quite happy.
Yeah, that's pretty well done.
Yeah. But after I choose the army what I want to. When I have an idea, then I try to play it like multiple times. and then I say, okay, let's try on that tournament. Sometimes it works more than the other one, but yeah.
Yeah. When if we look at both single tournaments and ETC, what would you say are the biggest difference for building lists for the ETC, that's a team competition, or for a normal singles tournament? Where is there any point that really springs out where you have to do something different?
Yeah. 2024, so this year, we wanted as a team to manage to go on the top with the ETC. So I focused my games only to get ready for the ETC. So I launched the Sherman on the table. We were like, okay, now we know that this list is really good for the team and also as an individual tournament. And then I tried German defending list. And I struggled in Helsinki for time reason, and also I needed some push army to get rid of the fair fight, because there were a lot of players that play against me fair fight, as I was really defending this time, and this was annoying. And I swap it to the very last day of the ETC list to swap to something like only with one front armor maximum, and to maximize the numbers. And you can see the pictures on that. The army was like a lot, and yeah.
Yeah,
I had a lot of complaining people against this army, because it was his Berlin book and everything. But what I can answer is like, okay, I was the only person that can do 6 games winning with this army, and also you have to manage the 2.5 hours game. Hello Fred
yeah,
for that. He had also a lot of miniatures, but he was trying to search the perfect spot on every miniatures. But when you have 100 guys on table, you have to think, okay, now is statistic. You have to push and you have to get people out, and
yeah,
you have to make the opponent making choices, which I tried to make, and this
yeah.
was maybe the fact that I finished all my games after 2 hours. We did 6 turns, 2 hours.
Impressive. Yeah,
So yeah, but I play really fast, and maybe like sometimes it was faster than with the miniatures, was too fast or too slow, but it was somewhere and correct for the opponent. And but I moved pretty much as a defender. I moved all the army every turn on every games. So
that's impressive, Etienne.
yeah, this was the style this
Can there
year.
be, yeah, can there be a strategy in being quick in your turns, like that you might return the ball very quickly to your opponent? So instead of being 20 minutes, 15 minutes thinking, you return your turn after 3, 4, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Is there a part of strategy in that?
it depends the
Ye-
opponent.
Okay, yeah. So that's
uh,
something you would consider. You'd consider it
yeah.
depending on your opponent.
Yeah, I have
Okay,
to
that's
say
really
and admit that there is players that are tilting when I'm playing slow.
yeah,
So I try to go into this direction, and there is
yeah,
players that are stressing when I'm playing fast, and
yeah,
I try to tend in this direction. And there is players that you need to be perfect, so you need a bit more time, and yeah, if they take time, I take time, and when I need to stress them because we have to finish the game in 2.5
yeah,
hours, then I say now we have 5 minutes, and it's correct because I played the same times as you,
yeah.
and yeah.
So another question. Now you played the defending Germans. You also played defending Soviets. Do you change your play style after the army, or do you have like one recipe to do? Now I'm defending, and then you do the same thing with different armies,
Yeah.
or do you adjust depending on the nation you're using?
So basically, the Soviet army, so in mid-war, was made on statistic. I've read an article in Bernie Bridge, and it all comes because I was like, okay, how many weapons do we maximum have in the game? if we maximize just one weapon. And it was like, I say something like 40 times 6 is 240 shots. Okay, on 5+, so it means 50 shots maximum on the guy, which makes on the 3+, 20 guys maximum, plus the 3+ or 4+ firepower, makes, okay, you can kill 25 guys in 6 turns. I said, this is perfect. So if I have double that amount of people, then people will not be able in 6 turns to kill them. I just think the idea about that.
Yeah. Okay. So that approach was purely mathematical. You looked at it and say, yeah, okay, that's a nice one. I like that one.
So
now
this was the base of and then I tried it with Proud against Jeremy multiple times. I tried with I've done this in late war. I was like, oh gosh, this stat is not good enough. I don't need 40 people to manage this. I need 60 people. So it's not possible.
Okay. Yeah.
So I changed a bit the stuff. And then I finally at the ETC, when you can see the list, I have around, if I don't remember, 55 units. So just human unit. Then I have 30 half track. And plus some big cannons and stuff like that. So I managed to have nearly 90 people on table. And this, I said, okay, this is not enough just to do that. I need some new style. And in every game, I start to attack with the defending list.
Nice.
So even if it's like no retreat, I attack.
Yeah. You attack. You just push your stuff forward.
I have my lane, and I attack with everything else. And the first game I played against a team from Belgium team, and we played Valley of Death. Basically, on turn 6, I was in his deployment zone, and he was there.
Okay, so you just made a wall of infantry people, and half tracks and everything, tanks, just pushing forward.
So when the defending is charging you, there is a problem.
It definitely can be. That I assume that's possible in late war. Wouldn't it be difficult to do in mid war, where the infantry will lack any anti-tank weapons?
Yeah, this is true. But you don't have as much as tanks as late war. So mid war is more tanks against tank or cannon against tank. And infantry is here to manage the place. Exception of the US that makes the game kind of late war style.
Yeah, with the bazookas another question. You have successfully been playing both defend and in other tournaments you play attack.
Yeah, and
maneuver. So what is the main difference when you build these lists? Now you're saying you attack with your defense list, but it's not completely the same as you would attack with an attack list, is it?
Yeah.
So what's the difference? What do you look at?
We have to think about if it's mid-war or late war. If it's mid-war, then it's much more complicated to make a proper attack because it's like how to say that. When I played the Shaman in Madrid, so mid-war, you will see it here. I wanted to have control. I wanted to control the space with infantry, and to move and to push with the cannon of the Sherman. I realized that was really hard to push into infantry even with Sherman, and the other opponent would have no weapon and stuff because they have a really bad skill, and the morale is not the best one you can have. And also there is still cannon because I have a shitty artillery. So you have to get a lot of little success to get in. I play Andre, for example. I couldn't get into his infantry as he has cannon everywhere. He has KVs. So you're stuck in a way, and you need to push somewhere else. And this, in mid-war, I think the attack is something complicated to do with the not a 100% attacking list. If I take a comparison with the German, which I think that are one of the best attacking lists, they will have maybe a three turns game, and will end the game after 3 turns, and because they can push somewhere, and if you don't have as a defending guy or player, if you don't have like a 2 general to maintain the whole front, then it's really hard to get into, because the German general will just focus where you don't have the general, the opponent general, and just focus on that part and go through. And this is the fact that I like to play all the time 2 companies at least. When I can play 3, I play 3. And
so you have
exactly.
you have 2 HQs, so to make sure that you motivate at the right spot at the right time.
Exactly. And in late war is much more easier to make an attack, because I attacked last year with a Volkssturm guy, and people were like, this Volkssturm is shit. Yeah, but when you have 3 units of Volkssturm, 1 unit Hitlerjugend, 1 unit of shitty infantry from Bagration, then you have SS Panzergren arriving on you, plus the other tanks. You're like, okay, I have HMGs. Okay, you can kill 1 unit, but you have 4 other that are next to you now.
4 unit coming, yeah. So you're just going to be overrun. So
exactly. But this was the style of last year.
Which is why it's so fascinating to hear that you're able to just play style. Do you have, of all these, do you have a favorite nation to play? Like if you're looking at mid-war, is there something you find more fun to play than others?
Honestly, I love to play German. I love to play Russian. I love to play American. I really love to play English at the moment. Italian is my favorite nation, but I don't have the minis.
Okay, so you do have a favorite nation. You just don't have the models.
I would say the favorite is Russian, because it's a really stable army at the moment, and Sherman, yes, but the American is something that I really like. So
What about late war? Is that the same? Do you have any love for the Soviets in late war?
Next question. No, late war. Late war. I tried hard to play Russian. I think late war. I have Russian has a big problem with points. So it's an army that I really think is boring, because I'm arriving 80% of what I want. I need the 20 other percent to make a perfect list. And you're like, okay, I'm overrunning for 6-7 points. So it's too frustrating for me to play Soviet in late war, even if I try. But in late war, I love also American, because they are really stable. I love German because they are also very stable on the lane, but I prefer German late war.
Late war,
like shitty infantry, stuff like that, because I like to concentrate on other stuff.
Where you get the numbers to have,
exactly.
So we talked before we started the interview about one of the things that makes you a good player. That's the amount of games you play. You don't only play 6 games a year and manage to do well. You play a lot. So how often do you play? What should people try and get in if they want to get better at Flames War?
Yeah, so I would say with the Swiss team, we're playing at least once a month, which is not a lot. And we are debriefing once a week at least with Jeremy. So we're talking about list, and okay, I put you this list against this one. And we say, okay, this we will arrive on that, and we will struggle on that, and that, and that. And then we agree to say, okay, this was a good try, but think better. And sometimes there is argument, like the Soviet in 2023. He said, this is a shitty list, Etienne. I can't imagine why you put this on table. I said, okay, let's come tonight. And he said, no. I said, no. Now you come, because I have this in my mind. We play it tonight. And after turn 3, he was like, okay, you bastard. And
you're onto something.
Then he understood the stuff and how I played the game, and it was something a bit different. But yeah, basically, I play in my mind every day, like 1-2 games when I'm driving and just before sleep. This is the best way to sleep, or not.
Yeah.
And after and after I play once every 2 weeks, and one tournament a month when I can manage with the work, and yeah, this is
Yeah.
how I get trained.
So you act. It's not like you're playing 5 games a week, but you do mentally focus on Flames
Exactly.
War and do a lot
Yeah.
of testing there.
And
That's super cool.
yeah, this is
So
the
who's
thing.
your regularly? Sorry.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. So who do you play with? Like, are you only testing with one, or do you? You said you play with the Swiss
Exactly.
ETC team.
Yeah.
Is that the players you test
Yeah,
your
most of the
list
time
with?
I'm playing with Jeremy Guerra, the tall
Yeah.
guy with a big beard.
Yeah.
He's an unlucky guy, but he's a good player. Like yesterday, we try new stuff for mid-war, and to just sum up the game, he couldn't kill me the first turn. I was like a bit upset because he bailed me 3 tanks. They came back, and I couldn't destroy them as I touched them on 2+. The next turn,
Yeah.
it was plus minus the same, where he couldn't destroy any of my stuff as he has the plane, everything. And then the turn 2 for me, I destroy all these tanks.
Okay. So
Okay,
game over.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was 16 tanks destroyed in one turn. So we're like, okay, this is not stats. So yeah, and we finished the beer and we we changed the subject. But yeah, basically, Jeremy, I'm playing a lot against, and Rafael as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So when people play Flames of War or other wargaming, some people tend to get nervous if it's going well, or excited when it's going good, uh, so ups and downs, and people sometimes forget stuff, like when they're excited or getting nervous, or the dice rolling isn't doing the thing it's supposed to do. Do you ever encounter that? And if you do, how do you manage that? Do you take 5 minutes off? Do you go have a glass of water, or how do you manage the
Um,
mental aspect?
Basically, the mental aspect, I had it from the elite sport. I was elite sport before, and you have to
Yeah,
focus before the match, and then you get into it. You have the motivation, all the good energy that come from the match. And in
yeah,
Flames of War, I get back with this. Before the game, you have this little stress that go up. Then
yeah,
you see the table you're on, you see the opponent you're playing against, and you're like, okay, this now I can focus and I can release the over stress.
yeah,
And then yeah, you need to breathe properly, you need to drink properly, you need to sleep a bit, even if I'm not sleeping a lot before tournaments. But yeah, drinks and to breathe like normally is something that makes your brain more active, and then you can focus 2.5 hours till the last minute on a good
yeah,
level. Because I see most of the time they have people are taking. It's stupid what I'm saying maybe, but they are taking like a Coke at the start of the game. The sugar is high for 30 minutes, then it's going down, and you see the players is like lost in this game,
yeah,
and this plus my style of gaming, which put a lot of pressure on the player, makes the things like, oh, the guy stress a lot, or he's losing himself into his head, and it makes the game not easier for me, but it helped me to make
yeah.
the difference.
So advice for some players like me is, like, keep hydrated, take a
Yep,
break,
yep,
remember to breathe, and don't maybe
yep.
take a step back, or how do I keep my sugar level
Yeah,
the same? Do I just keep drinking Coke all the time, or
or you just keep drinking water. I was in
yeah,
the army, and they said coffee is the worst things when you're tired. and if you just drink water, then you're tired at the beginning, but then you get more hydrated and you can keep the level. And this is something that I try to avoid is coffee at the morning because I love it, and I try to keep the water like the old games. So during a really tense game, maybe I drink 1 liter of water, and this is something that I really try to keep in my mind to not forget it, because it can avoid you a win because you forget some stuff at the end.
Yeah, because you get mentally exhausted.
Yeah, and the
So
thing is
now,
like for me, a game is finished when it's finished, and till I have 1 miniature on table, it's not finished. And
never
I
give
won
up.
some. Yeah, I have won some game with one guy without any bazooka, and with the old system that we could kill tanks with blocking the guys. I kill five Churchill against a team again. You will say a team, sorry, but I kill all the guys, and I won the tournament. I won against him because I took the objective on that side.
Yeah.
Voilà.
So that's another lesson. Never give up. Keep playing
Yeah.
the game. You never know
Yep.
if it
Yep.
all of a sudden is going to go your way.
Exactly.
So with the success you've had in at least the last 2 years, have people changed how they play against you?
Yeah, a lot.
And that a lot. How and so what do you do to counter that? What have changed?
The first time I won a GT was in Belgium, and people didn't know me quite well. They were okay. It's a Swiss guy who I know is not bad, but okay. And from that moment, then when I start to play against higher level, so the second day, for example, there were people that just want to win and they try, and there was also people that doesn't want to lose and they try to not lose. And just to say that, it makes the game completely another game, and it makes more and more like this attitude the last 2 years, as people are stressed maybe, and they just turtle on the spot and they don't move anything, and yeah, you're like, okay, I have to destroy everything now, but it's not a game. It's like you roll dices and you're like, okay, I know the stat is better for me, so just keep like 10 turns and it's going to be good for me.
Okay, but has it made the games less exciting? Are they less fun?
It depends on the game.
Normally, I say that the games are more fun if both players are trying to win, right? Isn't that?
Yeah, I agree with that state. For me, yeah, it could become really like annoying when you know the army in Europe and the opposite guy could win with like a maneuver list.
Yeah.
And if you play maneuver against you, he can really win it. And no, he choose defend because he heard that it's good to play defense against a defending list. Yeah,
Okay.
he read maybe one article or he listened to other people and say, okay, maybe the other guy just say play defend because maybe if Etienne do a draw, then I can win the tournament. So they try to push
Yeah.
the friend, into me. Okay, try to do the draw and yeah, basically it's upsetting me a lot. So I try to be even better, and so the opponent is not. Then I'm not the friendliest guy ever. I'm not bad, but I'm not like okay, let's be cool and just play 6 turns.
Yeah.
No, we will play 10 turns, 12 turns if I need.
Then you'll just speed up and get through the turns you need. Okay.
So I have to calculate also the turns I need to pass the guy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So next question. When you go into tournaments, not all tournament rule packs are the same or the setup. So how do you prepare differently between the tournaments you are attending? What do you have? Do you change your routine before you go, or what do you do?
Yeah. Basically, there is two aspects. There is also the aspect of the painting. Sometimes I have my mind and I say, okay, I want to achieve this this army or this stuff. So I try to say, okay, I need 3-4 months, 6 months to paint the army, and then I start now to think about May. So I'm building some miniatures around to be ready, and otherwise when when I don't have the painting stuff in my mind, then I just go into my room, open a box, 2 box or 3 box when I don't find them, and I pick the army I need and I play it.
Yeah. Okay.
But and then like we have Milano soon, so I think it's February. I'm
Yeah,
playing,
that's the 1st of February. Yeah.
yeah, and I play now to get ready in Milano. Then I don't know
Yeah.
the rules pack for Finland, and I don't know the rules pack for German GT. And I've heard some stuff for Belgium GT, but it's not
It's not.
the
Yeah.
the last
It's
last
not
one.
out yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Assumably, it's going to be mid-war, right?
yeah, no, for Belgium GT, I've heard it's not mid-war, but
Okay.
the other one, the Milano one, is 100 points mid-war. No, two formation only. So basically,
Yeah.
it's the ETC rules pack that we just voted, and
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
I try
so that
it now.
you can use that as a test. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes and no. This year we said that we will not give away too much list, because last
Yeah.
year we had 3 lists out before, and we've
Oh
seen
yeah.
too much Sherman's list during the ETC. And
Yeah. Okay.
this year we said, okay, we will try to not put the list that we will play at the ETC.
Yeah. Do something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Milano,
There's
if
a
I
lot
can,
going up.
in Milano, I have 2 problems. Is
Yeah.
that the list I have in my mind, I don't have all the models, so I have 1 month to do them and to order them. So I don't know if in Switzerland I can have the stuff at the time. So maybe you will receive a personal message say, I need that. Søren.
Yeah. We'll see what
Yeah.
we got. Yeah.
And
But that's good.
basically,
I imagine Battlefront will be happy to hear this, that you're always building new models and making new armies, not only continue with the stuff you have from
yeah,
12
you,
years
you,
ago.
you know how many armies I do have at the moment painted.
Hmm?
Maybe I think 80.
80.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
see, Battlefront, you should send a box of chocolate to Etienne.
Yeah, I have 80,
Well,
80 maybe 150, 160 points army painted.
well, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Well, one last question here. So you started to becoming seen on the radar as a really good player. What, 3 years ago? Like you moved up to being the top level. Do you know if you started doing anything differently? Did you begin putting more time into your Flames of War? Did you or did you read articles, or did you get a new wargaming buddy that taught you stuff? What made you go from being good to being really good?
I think it's the V4 that bring it, because I really love this V4, and also the new point system that we had with with forces. I think is one of the best system to just think about the game and try list. It's really easy to do it. This is one of the aspect, and the second aspect is for me the sparring partner Jeremy, which
Yeah,
make me improve a lot. Basically, he lose a game against a Polish guy at the Belgium GT, the Belgium ETC, the first one,
yeah,
because the other guy did not cheat, but he did not play properly. The statistic was not correct and everything. And Jeremy get tilt at this point. He read the book for the first time after 3 ETC. I was like, come on, man. 3 ETC to read the rules book. and from this moment, we really push each other at a good point. And maybe it's one of the aspects of why I'm at this level, because I can share ideas all the time, and also to get like, no is not good, or this is good, or this is interesting. And sometimes he give me
yeah,
also not multiple time he give me stuff, and I'm like, this. I see the points, but we need this, and this to make it work. And we create the list together. And after doing the game, I feel free to just express some new ideas, new strange stuff, and all the time
Fantastic.
think out of the box. All the time think out of the box.
Always try to see what you can do differently to improve.
And basically,
Really
it's something stupid, but as my football trainer said, I used to say when I was a kid, and maybe now more than ever, I'm understanding it. Is like there is only in dictionary that success arrived before work.
Yes, that is
So
true.
this is something that people don't imagine how many hours you spend on the game, and this is when you get a level, then you have to keep it. And this is maybe one of those things that now when I'm entering a tournament, I know people are they're expecting me to do some good results and stuff like that. And in a way, it's frustrating because sometimes I just want to go with some nice idea, and you know that people are expecting you to be at this level, and you're like, yeah, I just want to, to go out with other guys and to play fun stuff.
Yeah,
and,
precisely. Come with us.
Yeah. But at the moment I'm still in the mood to get into the to push hard and
be the best version of Etienne you can be.
I try with gray hair coming everywhere, but yes.
Yeah, that's life. So I found one last question. What do you think the meta in 2025 will be? What are we going to see?
Good question.
Next year.
Do you want do you have the all stuff or just the global meta? Because
just the global meta, just a while. So what I'm going to see, like we've seen a lot of German half-track spam this year, right? What are we going to see next year? Will it continue with the German half spams? Will we continue to see German lists, or will we see something else? Are we going to move globally to mid-war? Will we see? We are expecting a new book in the start of the year with the Pacific.
Yeah, for my opinion at the moment is mid-war. You need to do. You can't do a list that do everything. You have to take decision before the game, and to think, okay, now we have to focus on that. You have maybe 2 choices out of 3 to make it, and you have to make it good. And for that, I think the medium tank at the moment are good rated with the points. So we will see a lot of medium tanks. But there is so much possibilities. I love these dynamic points because it creates a new game every year, like a new season.
Every year it's new.
And I found it fantastic. And I was really sad to not play against the little cars and a lot of supports then. But I'm really happy to see now the medium tanks coming back, maybe big cannons coming back as well. And and it's going to be really, really, really interesting year. And I like also the very good point for next year is that the European tournament will be with different points. We will not see only 100 points system as we did in Madrid. It was only 85 points, which was the first time in my mind was like, oh gosh, I have everything in 100 points. It's going to be a mess. And when I played it, I was like, okay, this was one of the best system I played so far because it was faster. We don't have stress with the game. And it was like you struggled with stuff that you have to imagine before, and you don't have a third chance to do it. It's like once, twice, second mistakes, then you're like, okay, the next one I'm dead. So this I really appreciate.
Yeah, so you're a big fan of the dynamic points, and you're a big fan of changing points level. So we don't always play 85 or 100. It is quite fun to do lower level games as well. Everybody has to make decisions. You can't bring every tool in the toolbox all of a sudden. So
this was a fight that I tried to manage last year to not go to 105 points because it was 2 big armies. And we get it, and most of the people were frustrating to just not finish the game.
Yeah.
But in the end, you can play 105 points. You just need to fasten the game and make it more like meta, so overview games, and not specific to one guy a game. And this
Very good.
it was good, but I say it was too much. And this year, when we go to 100 points mid-war, it's quite a lot. It's frustrating for the defense because you lose one minefield, which is for me really tough to think without one fifth minefield. And I think the attack list will be good, maneuver list will be extremely good, and defending will be a lot harder than 2023. This is what I'm expecting.
Well, thank you for that. Well, thank you for taking the time to tell us about how you approach Flames of War. And I wish you, from the Burning Bridges, all the best of luck in 2025. I hope you do as well as you've done in the previous years. And I'm looking forward to see which army you're going to bring. And it's always going to be interesting to see what you can come up with, because it's an inspiration for a lot of us to see that you do different stuff all the time. You're not just a master of one thing. You're pretty good at everything. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for asking me to come to join you for this event, and looking forward to hug you again in 2025 at the tournament.
Yeah. Well, see you soon, Etienne.
Ciao, ciao.